There are new bosses in the Curse of the Pharaohs expansion for Assassin's Creed Origins, Shadows of the Pharaohs, that randomly spawn to kill innocent people. You can choose to take them on and get an awesome reward for doing so. So let's take an in-depth look at these new bosses, the reward, and also new equipment upgrades in this video. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go! The Egyptian gods have gone wild, and you have to stop them in this second expansion of Assassin's Creed Origins. You can do that by going into the afterlife and take them head on, but while in the normal world, the new region including a big city called Thebes, you can still fight these bosses that are killing everyone around them. It's like a world boss that suddenly appears on the map. You will get a notification that a boss is nearby, as noted by this icon as you see in the video from Assassin's Creed Mania, and then you can choose to engage to get some interesting loot. The thing though is that these bosses are unique, using weapons and attacks we haven't seen before in Assassin's Creed Origins. In the Eurogamer gameplay, they pointed out that one boss can grab you and break your limbs, resulting in a ton of damage. Yes, that looks sick and reminds me of the unique arena bosses in the base game. The difference is that you can fight these bosses though in the open world, so fight them with your own gear and tools. Not everything works though, as you see here in the footage from Eurogamer. I put a link to all the gameplay I use in this video in the description so you can check it out for yourself. We see that smoke bombs will not help you out this time. While for example against the other roaming bosses we encountered in Assassin's Creed Origins, like the Villaki bosses, we could use all our tools to make the fight way easier. Now it seems like the encounters in the Curse of the Pharaohs will be harder, not only because of the fact that they are immune to smoke bombs or have powerful attacks we haven't seen before, but also because they disappear after a while. So you have to play aggressively in order to get the loot. Otherwise the boss will disappear and you get nothing, as you see here in footage from Games Radar. If you do succeed though, you get 1000 XP, 250 gold, so that is similar to a reward you get from killing a god in a Trial of the God event. But more interesting is the shards of a star item you get from killing these shadows. And this is a new crafting material you need to upgrade your gear, because yes, we do know there will be new gear upgrades in the Curse of the Pharaohs, thanks to Assassin's Creed Mania as well. And it seems like this item is required to upgrade all the different gear pieces. It will be the new carbon crystal, so a legendary item that is needed to get the better gear. The new trophy we discussed in a recent video already teased that this would be the purpose of this item, but now we do know that this is the case. And yes, your older materials are also needed for the new upgrades. In this image from Assassin's Creed Mania, we see how many upgrades there will be in the Curse of the Pharaohs. So we see 2 hidden blade upgrades, 1 quiver upgrade, 2 upgrades for both the bracers, 2 upgrades for the breastplate, and 1 upgrade for the tool pouch. So if I remember correctly, this is similar to what we saw with the Hidden Ones DLC. The difference though is, like I said, that you need a totally new upgrade material. And these bosses aren't the only thing that give you this crafting material. The scorpions you find in the afterlife also award you with a shards of a star, as you see here in the GameSpot footage. They give you 2 though, instead of 3 that you get from killing a Pharaoh's shadow, but still fighting a scorpion with way less health is easier than fighting one of these bosses, I think. So maybe it would be smarter to farm these scorpions to get the gear upgrades faster. I'll of course try everything and tell you what works best. Still though, I will not leave these pharaohs alone. I will always engage just because they look like a ton of fun to fight. And I want to upgrade my gear without being in the afterlife, because of course the scorpions are only in the afterlife. I found 4 different bosses we can expect in the DLC. Hopefully there will be more, but right now we only saw 4. We have Nefertiti that you encounter at the start of the DLC and will also randomly spawn sometimes to cause chaos. We have this guy with the huge mace that we also saw in the post-launch trailer. He will also be waiting for you in the afterlife. There's a boss with a huge spear. Really awesome stuff. Then a pharaoh with a super awesome 2-handed sword is there as well. So yes, I'm not familiar with their names, so if you have some more knowledge about the Egyptian mythology, let me know in the comments down below who these bosses are. I would love to know. If you know the story of the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC, again, I will not spoil anything, but like the purpose of what you're going to do in this new region is that you go into the afterlife to stop the pharaohs that are causing chaos in the real world. And because we see 4 different bosses, I think there will be 4 different Afterlife versions that we can visit. So we have Aru for Nefertiti, and then probably 3 other areas for the 3 other bosses we saw in the footage I showed. I hope they keep coming though, that if you kill them in the Afterlife, they will keep spawning in the real world, so you still have something to do if you finish the DLC. I don't think that this will be the case though, sadly, because it doesn't really make sense that if you kill the bosses in the Afterlife that they can still spawn into the real world to cause chaos. Fingers crossed though, of course. So yes, the reward will be a crafting upgrade, but there will be weapons as well, new weapons in the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC. I want to take a look at the weapons that we know are in the DLC in a future video, so totally subscribe to stay up to date on that, and way more Assassin's Creed Origins content that is coming your way. Like this video to support the channel, check out my video on the new skills in the Curse of the Pharaohs, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.